At Texas Tech, he is going for career win number 550 tonight. For Kansas State, our Pepsi starting lineups, same starting five all season long for Bruce Weber, with Kamal Stokes, Justin Edwards, Wesley Owundu, Dean Wade, and Stephen Hurt. So two
should be exciting to the very end.
Tech looking like the most improved team in the Big 12 after going 3-15 in the league last year. They already have 5 top 100 wins this year and opened the Big 12 season with a home win over Texas. Since then, a road loss at Iowa State last week in a tight game, and then a 10-point home loss to KU on Saturday. Odiase misses the jumper. He had 14 in the second half Saturday in the loss to Kansas. And here's K-State's first possession. Backdoor, Wesley Owundu. And forcing him to change his shot was Odiase.
Odiase is a spot-up shooter, and at the defensive end can block shots, and so can Zach Smith. He really affects a lot of shots for Texas Tech.
Evans turns the corner and out to Gocher, who knocks in a three. Todrick Gocher, a 40% three-point shooter, and he played well in Lubbock last year against Kansas State with 15, but only had 4 in the loss here in Bramlage.
He's the leading percentage shooter, and that is his 30th three-point make to lead the ball club as well. You talked about their first win in conference play. That was their 10th straight win of the year.
Owundu gets back his own miss and lays it in. And Stan K-State going right to the veteran Wesley Owundu, trying to get him on track after a difficult week last week.
K-State started the same 5 players every game and at the start of the second half until the Oklahoma game. And Wesley Owundu did not start in the second half, so they want to get him back involved in the game and see us play, be at the level that has most of this year. He slipped a little bit, but they're hoping that he'll come right back and respond to that.
Interior pass knocked away. Lead pass to Edwards to Stokes. And K-State leads it 4-3.
When K-State had their better scoring games, and they have had games over 80 points, is when they got out and ran. They've been effective finishing on the break, and their defensive steal leads to an easy layup.
K-State's been one of the better teams in the Big 12 in points off turnovers at almost 16.5 per game. Good defense by Stokes, and the loose ball out of bounds to the Red Raiders.
Tubby Smith going to his bench right away. You talked about the amazing career he's had, 17 NCAAs, 19 years or 20 or more wins, 3-time National Coach of the Year, and obviously a national championship when he was at Kentucky.
Good defense by Edwards, rebounded inside and then blocked away. Odiase gets it back and then stripped by Stephen Hurt. So K-State active on the defensive end that trip. Owundu keeping the dribble alive, and his floater is good.
There's a controlled drive that we've seen throughout this season, but a little less since the calendar's turned to January. That's where he needs to go score the ball under control. Wesley Owundu driving effective for K-State.
Odiase backing down Dean Wade, and Hurt clears the glass. Quick outlet to Edwards. Edwards with the runner, and it's 8-3 K-State.
Bruce Weber wanted a quick start because K-State's played well all year long, but against Oklahoma on the road, they did not get off to a quick start. The Sooners shocked them, leading by 25-6 to start the game. It's important here at home to set the tone and not allow that to happen, and K-State's starting hot.
Alley-oop and a foul on Kansas State. When you think about it, Stan, in the games Kansas State has lost, North Carolina, they fell behind early. Texas A&M, they fell behind early. Texas, they fell behind early. Really, the only game that they've lost that they didn't play well early was West Virginia when they got off to a good start. So it's not all just about finishing, but for Bruce Weber getting started early. And so far through 3 minutes, they've done it tonight.
Yeah, they have. But this Texas Tech team mirrors K-State in a lot of ways. I think about Odiase and ability to spot up and shoot the ball from 15 feet. Well, Stephen Hurt does that for the Wildcats, so should be a very interesting game. And talk about interesting, this young man right here, Jordan Jackson, a freshman from Houston. His mom is in the conversation of being the greatest basketball player ever in women's basketball. 1993 National Player of the Year and the NCAA champion, 3-time WNBA MVP for the Houston Comets. I remember watching her play. What an amazing player.
Justin Gray has checked in as well, and he's been terrific off the bench of late for Tubby Smith, and the turnover on Kansas State. Gray, a sophomore out of Tampa, wears number 5.
His brother tells him a little bit about excellence. His brother Jonathan was on a Cornell team that made it to the Sweet 16. Tubby willing to use his bench tonight, real quick.
Smith swings it inside to Gray, who blows the layup. Odiase gets it back and has his first 2.
Good offensive rebound and a breakdown into Kansas State defense, something you haven't seen too much of this year. Good execution by the Red Raiders.
Neither team has been a great rebounding team, and Bruce Weber told us at shoot-around that would be a key tonight for both teams, is offensive rebounding as Edwards throws up an air ball from 3.
We talk about that rebounding and show you how important it's been, because neither one of them have been great at it. K-State's 10-1 as they out-rebound their opponents, 0-4 if not. And Tubby Smith's ball club is 9-0 when they out-rebound opponents. So if they can rebound and get an advantage there, it just adds to the other parts of their game.
Smith, short corner jumper for Odiase, kept in play by Gray, and a fresh shot clock for Texas Tech.
A little more aggressiveness to the basketball by the Red Raiders, keeping the ball alive.
Blocking foul on Hurt, who got there a step late. Tech will be at the free throw line with the chance to tie. K-State getting out in will start at 8 o'clock. Stan, how about Iowa State, though? You talk about how tough the Big 12 is. You look at an Iowa State team that started the year in the top 10, and obviously they're still ranked, but they're 1-2 in the conference, and they got road games this week at Texas and at K-State. I mean, there's a 50-50 chance come Saturday night. They're 1-4 in this league.
Yeah, it's amazing how tough it is. You've got the 3 teams that you thought were leading the pack, obviously, with the Kansas Jayhawks and Oklahoma Sooners ranked number 1 and 2 in the country. Iowa State was running at that pace, but quietly behind that, teams like West Virginia were playing at a high level, and they're playing KU right now at West Virginia. But they're the improved teams, Texas Tech, K-State, TCU, all playing better than people thought they would going into the season.
Brown, Irvin, and Johnson in for Bruce Weber at the timeout. Of course, Brown, the reigning Big 12 newcomer of the week, averaging 18 a game in Big 12 play, and Edwards hits a 3.
Justin Edwards knocks one down. He has the stroke to shoot a better percentage than his 26.5% he comes into the game. And Texas Tech packing in their defense, almost making it look like a zone. Going to force K-State to shoot some outside shots. He makes that one.
Stan, if there's 2 players that Bruce Weber wanted to see get going early tonight, it was Edwards and Awundu, and they've combined for 9 so far.
He's done a number of good things with Texas Tech's offensive rebounding, has offset that somewhat.
Brown back to Edwards. Good defense. Tubby Smith looking for the blocking foul. No whistle. And a break opportunity for the Red Raiders. Now a whistle at this end and a block on Irvin.
Corby Irvin coming up slow. Tech coming back at K-State on the break after the Wildcats missed a 3-on-2 break opportunity. Didn't even get the ball onto the rim. And Bruce Weber has talked about K-State's effectively running this year, but it's slowed down. The decisions haven't been as good as we've got into conference play. Maybe it's the level of competition, trying to finish at the basket, but there is an example where it was not clean anywhere down the court for the Wildcats.
Justin Gray, an 83% free throw shooter, knocks home the first. He had a strong week last week in the 2 losses, 14-9 in Ames, and then 10-3 against KU on Saturday. Wants to be an orthopedic surgeon, turned down Harvard and Yale to go to Texas Tech, and he's really improved his game from his freshman season and rattles home the second one.
Both teams, the Wildcats and the Red Raiders, have played some games recently that didn't end up in wins, but some tough competition. You don't usually write up very many wins if you're playing conference games against Iowa State and then KU, but they were in both those games.
Right.
Now the question is do they take that as a positive and up their play in a game tonight, or does it start wearing on them to losing? And the Wildcats have the same question with the tough schedule they've had and the fact they haven't won a conference game.
Awondu. Tough shot on the baseline, and Awondu's got it going early with 6.
He's under control. He took the hit and was able to get in position to get a good shot up.
Temple over DJ, and Dean Wade there with the rebound. Open look, Corby Irvin. And a whistle over the back called on DJ Johnson. K-State 6 of 10 from the floor, including a 3 from Edwards, while Texas Tech has started 2 of 10.
They're going to call him from the right shoulder over the top of Matthew Temple before the play really got underway. They're kind of positioning themselves, and DJ got his arm just a little bit too high, and he gets the offensive foul call on the rebound opportunity.
Kip Kissinger, Chris Ratstatter, and Jeb Hartness are crew tonight. Faces up on DJ. Aaron Ross, the junior out of Arkansas, with his first 2.
Ross, Odiase, both guys who can spot up. You're in good defensive position, but there's nothing you can do when a guy can hit that mid-range jumper.
Austin Butke checking in for Bruce Weber.
K-State dribbling a lot right now, not a lot of movement.
Awondu backed it out on the switch, had the mismatch against Matt Temple, and he's fouled on the penetration.
And a Bronx cheer from the K-State faithful, as that is the first foul against the Red Raiders tonight. They seem to not agree with that.
Both teams done a nice job all year long of getting to the free throw line. Texas Tech shooting 72% from the line, and K-State at 69.
I think it's interesting is Texas Tech, even though they have that very good percentage, it was higher before the last 2 games. They struggled in those 2 losses. They were only 18 to 34 combined in the last 2 games.
10 to shoot for Brown. Back in the corner, Brown rises and hits for 3. 21st triple of the season for the freshman Barry Brown, who stays hot.
It ties him for the most 3-point makes by a Wildcat with fellow freshman Kamau Stokes. But his percentage is better.
Odiase high off the window for Brown, averaging 18 a game in the 3 Big 12 games so far. That's 6th best in the league. Driving angle for Awondu to the glass and one.
An aggressive attitude tonight by the Wildcat senior Wesley Awondu, and what I like is the fact to shoot the basketball, he concentrates and is able to get it up there. Same thing here. Contact, I'm not going to worry about that. Concentrate on making the basket, and now he's a chance for an old-fashioned 3-point play.
He is now 14 of 15 from the free throw line in Big 12 play, only shooting 66% on the year, so he has really upped his percentage from the line since conference play has started.
And he's got 9 of the Wildcats' 19 points as the Cats tie their largest lead of the game.
Irvin with the defense up high on Williams. Williams had a tough week last week, going 4 of 23 in the 2 losses. Ross beats the shot clock, and then no box out. Gray on the weak side counted in the foul. K-State fell asleep as the buzzer sounded, and Gray makes him pay.
K-State's hitting a very high percentage of 61.5%, but Texas Tech remains in the ballgame because of their offensive rebounding. Here, getting 2 offensive rebounds. Ben, that's their 7th offensive rebound in the first half. Missed shots, the Wildcats have cleared the boards only 4 times. Texas Tech has 7 offensive rebounds. Unlikely you're going to see a game where a missed shot goes to the offense more than it does the defense.
That's another area of improvement that certainly Bruce Weber's focused on, as K-State in Big 12 play is getting out-rebounded by 6 boards a game as Gray finishes off the 3-point play.
And what the Wildcats will need is an emphasis by all 5 players. There's an example. That was a long rebound. The guards didn't come back and help. And the Texas Tech guards were quick to the basketball. Full court pressure here by the Red Raiders. Almost a push-off against Corby Irvin.
7 second chance points off of those offensive rebounds already for Tubby Smith's club. K-State's first shot defense has been very good. As Brown surveys and gets it back to Wade. Now Irvin's got to make something happen. 1 on the clock for Barry Brown, and he rings it home.
That was not in rhythm. He kind of looked to pass and then said, oh, shot clock's almost running out, and threw the ball up, and the physicality down below is going to be there. Odiase pushing off against DJ Johnson, and those are 2 physical football players. We had a college football national championship last night. These two guys could both play tight end in college football. And Odiase is going to the bench. He's been an important part of the early play for the Red Raiders.
Second foul on the big man, so not a huge bench for Tubby Smith, and certainly not on the front line, so we'll see how far they can go without Odiase. Johnson calls for it and goes to work inside on Aaron Ross.
We saw in the last possession, Ben, that the Wildcats shot a shot up right at the buzzer and may think that their offense is stagnant. But the fact was they had good ball movement. And it was just one of those times where it was time to take the shot. But I think the quickness of the ball moving that the Oklahoma Sooners showed the Wildcats when they were playing out on the court. And Oklahoma is a fabulous offensive basketball team. And the thing that they do in their offense is move the ball from side to side, player to player. And it's hard to keep up with. And I think the Wildcats playing against them realized at some point, why can't we move the ball quicker? And I thought they did at the end of the ball game. In that last possession, we saw some of the same thing. Will they be able to keep it up? That's a question. There's the other Mr. Physicality, the K-State version, DJ Johnson.
Of course, Texas Tech under Tubby Smith, primarily a man-to-man defense. We have seen K-State struggle against zones this year. We saw Bob Huggins go zone late in regulation and into both overtimes against Kansas State that stymied the Wildcats. So it'd be interesting to see, as well as K-State's doing against the man, 9 of 14, if Tubby Smith will mix it up at all tonight.
He's rarely showed zone this year, but he did decide to play a little in their last game against KU. So it is something that he'll think about.
Gray off the pick, left short, and K-State still unable to come up with the loose ball. Williams inside to Gray. Brown got a handle on it. Now blocked by Johnson. Wade leads the break. Barry Brown, corner 3.
There's different styles of fast break in college basketball today, and one of them is hustle down and look for a three-pointer, and Barry Brown ties his season high with 3 three-point makes already.
Aaron Ross unable to answer. Stokes with his foot on the gas to Wade, and Wade got it ripped away.
And he got punched in the nose accidentally.
Ross able to finish at the other end.
The officials had started to take off the other direction, and the Wildcats, Dean Wade was starting to slip and go to the ground and caught it right on the nose from the Texas Tech player who got the rebound.
Edwards.
If you want to draw up a highlight tape of where K-State was effective early in the year when they were scoring 80 points, it was Justin Edwards and Wesley Awandu driving the lane lines. Under control, finishing at the basket, and even then, making some passes off of it.
Bruce Weber gets a timeout, and Kansas State and Barry Brown on fire here, shooting 67. Saw it either, otherwise they'd be calling for the officials to take a look at the monitor. But we've seen enough monitor reviews already in the first 3 games to last the entire season. So let's move along and play basketball. And the Wildcats leading by 9. Stokes, Owandu, Butke, Edwards, Johnson out of the break for Bruce Weber. Looking for the alley-oop. Gray there to take it away. Edwards carries it. Only the 3rd turnover of the half on K-State.
Wildcats for a while were having trouble with turnovers in the first half. They needed to clean it up in the second half. But so far this game, they've protected the basketball well. They've shot a high percentage. But the one thing they have not done is rebound the ball defensively. Texas Tech athleticism and hustle to get to the ball.
They'll keep it at this end with 8 on the shot clock.
Officials weren't sure that DJ Johnson get his hand on this basketball.
I think they both tipped it. Oh, that's clearly off Texas Tech.
DJ was not the player, and it was another call that kind of slid through the eyes of the 3 officials.
Justin Gray up high, but gets called for over the back. Wow, can he sky?
He has consistently been on the offensive boards, and he has not necessarily had rebound position. He has been coming from the 2nd position back and not fouling. That time, a little too much contact. And the fact the officials may have figured out that the call was not right helped it make an easy 50-50 call go against the Red Raiders. Tech switching a lot of the screens right now. Both teams sound defensively.
Stokes. Yes! 3 for Kamal Stokes. And the Wildcats are 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. This is a team that is shooting 22% from downtown in Big 12 play so far. Gray with the line drive to answer. Just his 3rd triple of the season was 2 of 10.
Jamal Stokes has only been 2 of his last 15 three-point shots, so it's a good sight to see the guy who probably has the purest stroke from outside for K-State finally make a three-pointer.
You take out the North Carolina game, and he's just 23% from three-point range, but certainly capable, as we saw against the Tar Heels. Butke inside to DJ. DJ powers it up. Butke unable to keep it alive as Ross clears it for the Red Raiders. Ross, the trailer, well off target, rebounded by Owandu. Owandu to Edwards, yes, and 1. 9 for Edwards in the first half. 9 for Owandu in the first half.
Well, one of the keys were the veterans. You got to play, got to lead the team, and those 2 guys are doing it. How about Wesley Owandu taking the ball down the court like a point guard and delivering the ball to Justin Edwards. Justin Edwards and Wesley Owandu really weren't as big of factors against Oklahoma in the last game in Norman as they've been this year. And that made a difference as K-State pulled back within 8 a couple times, even without much of a contribution from those 2.
Yeah, Edwards held to 5, Owandu held to 7. But they came ready to play tonight. Smith back up top. Good ball reversal to Gray. This one a little too strong. Contested rebound. Gray comes up with it. His runner won't drop. Wade pulls it down. Stokes all alone for another 3. Bang! K-State playing at a high level here, and they've opened up a 14-point advantage.
The odds are some of these three-point shots are going to go down. And K-State, a team that's not had a game with 10 three-point makes yet this year, is lighting it up here in the first half with 6 already.
Well, let's put it this way. In the first 2 games against West Virginia and Texas, they were 6 of 39 from 3. Tonight, 6 of 8. Good defense. Edwards with the rebound.
To go back 6 games to find a time where Kamau Stokes had multiple three-point makes in a game against North Dakota.
Owandu out to Stokes, feeling it. Yes! Kamau Stokes with 3 straight. On top of Barry Brown with 3 straight from downtown, and K-State leads.
This side, you got to make some of their first shot opportunities. So far, it's just been offensive rebounding and athleticism that's allowed them to get to the 22 points. But K-State has made a big push here to extend the lead.
Tech came in 3rd in the Big 12, allowing teams to shoot just 39% from the field. So far, K-State's doubled that. Temple blocked from behind by Wade. Wade got it again, but on the 3rd try, Matt Temple, the walk-on who they found playing intramural basketball over the summer and then joined the program, gets a bucket here to stop K-State's onslaught.
Gocher called for an off-ball hold. But, yeah, this young man is listed as a junior, but he's been a student at Texas Tech all along. And he's playing some ball and runs into Clark Lambert, a player for the Red Raiders. And Mr. Lambert says, you know what, you need to call the coaches up. And if you're interested in playing basketball, I think you're good enough to play for the Red Raiders.
Talk about a dream come true.
You might say, you mean, make the team, work in practice, help the guys out, scout team. No, you can actually get on the court and play. And here he is.
Good skip pass. Gocher all alone, but can't convert. Well, Wandu's got 4 rebounds already. Seems like he's got more than that. He's been everywhere in this first half.
Russ has been making good decisions with the basketball. He's had the ball a lot.
Over Temple, but Wade fighting for the loose ball and then goes to the floor and loses it. Evan Thomas, nice crossover on DJ. Too strong and rebounded by Johnson.
He thought he had a big guy on him, could blow past, but he wasn't able to get it to go off the backboard. Evan Thomas, the guy who missed that shot, actually played for Cloud County Community College in Kansas last year.
Out of Silver Springs, Maryland.
Not a lot of ball movement here for the Wildcats.
Brown nowhere to go with it. Takes a deep 3.
Bruce Weber's not going to want his team to start settling, thinking that they can wait for the shot clock to run down and just make a 3-pointer.
Gray with his 2nd triple from the corner, and he's having a big first half, keeping Texas Tech hanging around pretty much all by himself. He's got 11 of the 27. And a reach in and a foul on Thomas will put Stokes at the line for a 1-and-1. A timeout first. The Wildcats behind 7 threes lead at that tonight. K-State will have a 1-and-1 with Kamau Stokes at the free throw line.
Watching Gray and number 11, Zach Smith, it's almost like you're watching track athletes out there on the basketball court. The ability to leap, the speed to the rebounds.
Stokes wouldn't be a bad leadoff on that relay as well, as he puts home his 12th point already the first half, misses the second one.
Again, it's a mini run by the Red Raiders. And Bruce Weber's going to say, let's get back to the basics. Like that Wesley Owandu, Justin Edwards driving. Let's don't just rely on the 3 points. Let's play defense, get steals like Barry Brown's been doing all year long, and push the basketball.
Important stand here for K-State to finish off the half and not undo that big run they had to push it to a 17-point lead.
That's right. When you're 0-3 in conference play and you're on a 3-game losing streak, you don't have the extra confidence to say no problem if you have a big lead and suddenly it starts dwindling away. And on the other side, you put pressure on Texas Tech because they've struggled lately. After 10 straight wins, you put some doubt in their mind when they're on the road. And this is an opportunity for the Wildcats to do to finish off the half strong and to secure what they've earned in the first half. So, Tubby Smith, this is the time where you tell your team, hey, let's just try to get it within single digits. We go in at 9 points. We can be positive about the trend and make a difference. So quiet in here that Austin Butke could hear Bruce Weber perfectly as he yells down the court at him.
He wasn't quite sure who to to go in for. That free throw by Brown gives him 10. And to put into perspective how well Brown has played, and at times how K-State has struggled offensively in Big 12 play coming into tonight, in those 3 games, Brown had made 26% of K-State's field goals and 42% of their threes, but he has found help tonight from Edwards, Awundu, and Stokes.
He has. Barry Brown's 7th game of the year of double digits, and he did it in the first half tonight, continuing a net run of 19 points against the Sooners.
K-State's 2 freshman guards combining for 23 in the first half as Gocher gets inside.
Good drive by Gocher. He's the veteran player for the ball club, started on and off for this being his 3rd straight season. He's done a nice job of defending him in the first half.
Yeah, he's got 5, and Devontae Williams, their leading scorer, is yet to score in the ball game.
And Devontae put in 22 points in a game against the Wildcats last year. K-State had been on a heck of a run against the Red Raiders. They had won 10 straight games until they lost at Texas Tech last year on February 4th.
Butke is K-State's leading free throw shooter at 76% on the season.
Now, if you would have bet someone on that, I bet you would have had an easy opportunity to find others to take the other side of that bet.
Averaging almost 14 minutes a game. A walk-on out of Beloit puts the lead back to 15 as we approach the 1-minute mark.
But he's not a youngster. He played junior college ball at Hutchinson Community College, so it seems like it hasn't been too big for him to move it to the Division I level this year.
Red Raiders spread the floor. All away from the ball is on Austin Butke. And the 17 fouls, a 1-and-1.
It's amazing that the Wildcats are just getting their 7th foul when the game started with no foul calls against the Red Raiders, and now they've got 10 team fouls. But K-State's been aggressive, taking the ball to the basket and forcing the Red Raiders to foul.
Aaron Ross, 79% foul shooter. Had 7 points in 12 minutes off the bench Saturday in the loss to Kansas.
He plays about 18 minutes a game for Texas Tech. Good stroke from the free throw line, getting himself up and over 80% on the year.
Tech 8 of 9 from the stripe in the first half. K-State trying to handle some backcourt pressure.
Man-to-man this time for the first time for Texas Tech.
Stokes baseline drive and the kick out to Brown. 7 on the shot clock. Brown around Gocher, off the glass, no good. Gets it back, and K-State can effectively hold for 1 shot here with about a 4-second differential. So K-State, one of their few second chance opportunities of the half. That's only their 3rd offensive rebound, but when you're shooting 70%, there are not many opportunities for offensive rebounds. Way deep 3. Edwards back to Stokes. Off the glass. And that is how the half is gone for K-State, as Stokes with an exclamation point, banking in a 3.